how do we reconcile the thing? We're in a place where we have to learn from the past. We have to learn from the mistakes of the past. We have to learn. You know why people hate us in the Middle East? Because we're lying bastards a lot of the time. We don't torture, but we'll ghost plane you to Saudi Arabia. Well, if I'm an Egyptian on the street and I know America has put people in the torture, you stand for nothing, in my opinion. We've made really bad mistakes. Every country has. Every human, every country. We're not Jesus. We're the United States of America. We have to, however, have an honest conversation about, hey, where did we really go wrong? What are the things we should stop doing? Have an adult conversation, and then say, and by the way, here are all the good things we did. How do we have that conversation?
So you're opening up a can of worms for manipulators and victims to go even deeper and say, see, I told you all this time. Look at them now. I told you. You have to understand there's a bit of a power play going on as well. Yes. And it's Machiavellian and it's gamesmanship and it's the mob. They know this game very well. They know how to make the other side act like they're apologizing and always apologetics and constantly coming from that standpoint. Listen.
But wait. Before you say anything.
Yeah.
The medical community has no credibility with me. Scientific community no longer has any credibility.
Yeah.
Between what they do for the global warming to twist the numbers and panic everybody to COVID, all they would have to do is come out and say, okay, this. Wow, did we get that wrong? And you know what? Some people intentionally were doing it. They're out. They'd restore their credibility.
There's a difference between accountability and the difference between giving an ounce, an inch to the other guy because you know they're going to use it against you for the rest of your life. That's strategy. Strategy is different than accountability. Accountability is the same people that wrote the article, we have a loneliness epidemic in America today, are the same people that shut this thing down. Mm-hmm. So you know, now you want to say this?
Correct.
Now you want to go through this? Now you want to talk about how many people you forced to take the vaccine and how many people you divided, how many military personnel came out, and now you're begging them to come back and your advertisement says no COVID vaccine required? No, you've lost credibility with those guys. But we have to compartmentalize departments and say, these guys did good, these guys are heroes, these guys screwed up, these guys got to get held accountable. That can't happen again. This can't happen again. What are the next threats? What are we doing next? Good, moving on. Versus, going on an apology tour and doing all this stuff. No, we're America. When you're America and you're the lead dog, you have to have the identity of a lead dog, knowing, hey, there's this video with, what's his name, Christopher Walken, where it's a scene of a movie where he talks about sometimes a lion is sitting there and they come and, all these guys, they want to bite him and they want to do this and they want to do that. So sometimes the lion's just got to get up and remind everybody why he's the king of the jungle. America needs to get up and remind the world why we are the king of the jungle. It's who we are. Then understand, because this country has a judeo-christian values that it was founded on, this doesn't mean everybody has to be that. We are forgiving. We don't forget. We have grace because he had grace with us. So even though we can destroy your life, we will choose not to. Mm-hmm. And moving forward, we have gotten some military things that we've done in the past wrong, and $3 trillion for Iraq, and we wasted money here and we wasted there. Sure, let's put that out there. But not from the standpoint of they're using that leverage against us to say because of this. No. I think if we come from a place of, did you forget what we did for you when you needed us? Did you forget that this? So there almost needs to be like, a call out of everybody of what we've done for these guys. And then you want me to kind of dirty your, air your dirty laundry. You want me to tell the world about yours? So if we're going to play this game, it's going to be ugly for you and for everybody. I would much rather us go and, lead the world. We're going to do our part in innovation, in capitalism, in military in many different ways. We've fallen back in education. We've fallen back in a lot of areas that we got to get back to. But yeah, I think we need to lead from the front, not apologizing.
Isn't that what Donald Trump was doing?
That's what Donald Trump was doing. Yes, he was. But again, guess what happened? You know what happened? Choose your enemies wisely. Guess what America chose as the enemy? America chose Trump as the enemy instead of China as the enemy. Imagine, let's go back. Let's go to March of 2020, okay, March 14, when they shut down NBA, NHL, when Rudy Gobert gave Donovan Mitchell COVID and Disney, all these guys are shut. So imagine, instead of saying, I'm Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to go to Chinatown. It's not fair to say this. No. They hate America. They have a plan called Made in China 2025 to be ahead of us by 2025. China is not you, Democrats before them. China's China before anybody else. What if we came together? Think about if that actually happened, like a 9/11, where we united. 9/11, nobody cared if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
Yep.
Slightly different. But because Trump, his personality, there's a part of it that has to do with his wiring as well. Because he is so, proud and dominant and alpha and all the stuff that he's got, that, maybe, how you have a brother or your sister, and you can always get under your brother or your sister's skin. You could say 9 things to get under their skin. Why do it? You don't need to do it. Maybe say 1 thing, okay? And then be like, hey, I got 8 more to go. There's family around.
Right.
You know what? Cool, let's just stop it. No problem. But sometimes he feels like he's got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. I think we can kind of bring that back a little bit. So some of it he's doing, maybe.
But it's also, I think, in the world stage, why he was successful. I mean, because he was not afraid to say what he was thinking, not afraid to look a dictator in the face and go, I might send missiles your way, or I could be your pal. He had that twitchy eye kind of thing that I always wanted from the president, not for the American people, but for our enemies.
Sure.
Where that son of a bitch might just do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't mind that part. That area, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
What he did foreign, game. Here, maybe less, I told you so. Maybe less, pointing out everything. Now, don't get me wrong. If they do it, stand up. I'm for it all day long. You can't let them bully you. I'm not for that at all.
Yeah.
I'm not for that at all. But, back then,
Reagan used to do it with a smile.
He's not a Reagan, and he'll never be a Reagan. We all constantly go back to a Reagan, and we'll talk about how he was and how, his storytelling and comedy and how he was able to get Gorbachev to do what he does. I think history is going to write more about Trump than Reagan. I think you know that as well. It's not about, there's more to write about Trump than there's about Reagan. Trump had a better TV career. Trump had a better business career. Trump had a better women career. Trump had a better, the only thing that Reagan had a better career was presidency, politics, and governor. He's going to have that. But they're 2 different animals to compare them to each other. It's like Michael and Magic. Different game. Very different game that you have against each other. But yeah, I think we need to get back to that. What we have today, it's embarrassing. Today, it's like you go to a bar, and you've been going to this bar for 20 years, and there's that guy that sits in the corner, is 58 years old. Well, you've heard rumors about the fact that guy's done some stuff in the past.
Yes.
So when a fight breaks out, and it's about to be a brawl in a bar with 100 people, he just gets up, says, what are you guys doing? And everybody just kind of sits down, okay? That guy dies. That bar is done, okay? That guy in the corner in the bar is a guy named Joe Biden. He gets up. He's having a hard time getting up. And everyone's like, Joe, stop. Fight continues and even more because they don't fear anybody. There's 3 things a great father's got to bring to his kids. Father, fear, respect, and love. If you get the trifecta, fantastic. There's 2 things a president's got to bring to his enemies: respect and fear. If your country loves you, bonus. But you don't have to have the love. But you got to get the fear and the respect. Unfortunately, the world doesn't respect our president today, and they don't fear him. We need those 2. We've been missing it for a few years. When there is no fear and respect, bullies and tyrants show up. It's a perfect market right now for tyrants and bullies, and we're seeing it everywhere.